After class, Sylvia pulls Epherene aside before the anger between them can keep simmering in public.
What is with her all of a sudden? If you are trying to pick a fight, your timing is awful. Just go.
Are you being tutored by Deculein?
Why should I tell you? Do you think that makes any sense? He runs his personal laboratory, not some public store. You do not know anything.
Did you call me over just to talk nonsense? Why is everyone trying to pick a fight with me today? I think she is.
Fine, whatever, but do you know this? Deculein has not stepped foot into a lab in 3 years, not once since your father passed away.
Of course he has not. Deculein could not do a thing without my dad. He was a genius, after all.
Then you know Deculein has been going to the lab every day for the past 3 months, yes.
Sylvia says he cleaned the lab himself, chose a new assistant, and bought new magical tools, as if Deculein is rebuilding something Epherene thought he had abandoned.
What do you think that means?
Is he going to start helping research again? But Deculein just casually finished the research himself. No way.
Epherene clenches her fist because Sylvia has hit the wound she hates most. Deculein still stands beside her father's legacy even after everything he did.
How would I know? It seems he is trying to do something by himself. That is just how he is. What does that have to do with me?
Sylvia smiles like she has already gotten the reaction she wanted.
I just thought you did not know, being up so high.
The jab lands harder than a shout, and Epherene can only stare back through the insult. For a moment, the argument goes quiet. Several days later, the day of the next lecture arrives at the University Magic Tower. Students crowd into the arena-like hall, expecting another practical with Deculein at the center of it.
What practical is it for us to be in a place like this?
Yeah, what is Deculein up to again?
Epherene arrives with nervous classmates, and the red-haired student pulls at her arm like this is already a spectacle.
Louis al
Silence. The lecture has begun. As I have mentioned before, today is the last practical before your midterms. Today's lecture will be magic combat.
A sheet of paper drops into the hall, turning the class from ordinary practice into a public match. The words hit the students all at once, a public practical. Deculein watches from above, cold enough that even surprise feels like part of his lesson.
Wow, how many people are there?
In front of these people, you will demonstrate magic combat. Using whatever magic you can manifest, you will fight each other. At least 3 forms of pure elemental magic must be utilized. However, no matter how wild or violent your magic is, I will not focus on the power itself. I will observe how you respond to your strengths and weaknesses. I hope you all use that as the foundation to improve. The safety supervision is in place, so restrictions will not be added. Please leave it to me.
Then let us begin the class. I will go first. Step to the front and choose who you wish to battle.
Yuria steps into the open floor while the entire lecture hall looks down at him.
Now then, the match will now begin.
Yuria opens with a major reinforced comfort spell, throwing fire and water across the field. The spell tears through the arena in a bright attack, but Epherene answers without retreating. Relan and Deculein observe without interfering, because this practical is meant to expose how each student handles pressure. At first, the students are drawn in by the unfamiliarity around battle, but they quickly begin to focus and use their magic. Fire and force crash through the hall, and the class realizes Deculein is letting them fight for real.
Sylvia wins.
Another commoner lost. Why enter the magic tower when they could be cleaning my garden?
Suit those noble bastards. It is not as if they can go against Sylvia either.
It is okay. Good job, Parrot.
Next is Beck.
I choose Epherene. Epherene.
The choice freezes Epherene for a breath, because Beck is not choosing a random opponent. He is choosing the commoner everyone is already watching.
This is for the better.
Epherene and Beck face each other in the center of the arena.
Will you be okay, Epherene? There is no one here who can secretly tutor you.
Again with this nonsense? Is talking trash basic manners for guys like you?
Also, you look pathetic trying to copy Deculein's style.
What?
Epherene raises her magic with a sharp green flash, and the arena stops feeling like a joke.
Nialulav will show you that your magic is also pathetic.
The hell do you just say, you wench? I will help you meet your parents.
Dec launches a golden attack, but Epherene moves through the blast instead of breaking under it. The hit detonates across the floor, and Epherene's name tears through the hall as the dust rises.
Ha, what a fool. Eh?
Then he sees the green current still alive in front of him. Epherene counters from inside the smoke, bending pure elemental magic back into the fight.
After coming to the magic tower, there is an old saying that always comes to mind. The saying is this: Illudence perfectly suits a noble.
Her magic pins Beck hard enough that the class watches him fold under the same arrogance he aimed at her.
Nice one, Epherene. That is how it is done. Ugh.
Beck lies stunned on the ground, unable to understand how the commoner he mocked just dismantled him.
How is that? Getting destroyed by me?
Winner, Epherene.
Lucky-ass commoner.
It finished too quickly because some muscles in your magical countenance could not hold their ground. We did not give the invited spectators a proper show.
Can you give me one more chance? I needed to use 3 kinds of pure elemental magic for this practical, right? But because my opponent was so weak, I only used 1, and it immediately finished.
Well, you were restricted because you were unable to receive a full evaluation because of your opponent. It is logical to see things like this. Very well. Choose anyone from here.
Epherene turns from the defeated student toward the professor who has controlled her path from the start.
I want to fight you, Professor.
Her smile makes the challenge even sharper, because this time Epherene is not asking for approval. She is inviting Deculein onto the battlefield. The arena goes still as Epherene turns her victory into a challenge aimed straight at Deculein. Her challenge repeats through the arena before anyone can pretend they misheard it. Her hand stays pointed at him, and the challenge is too public for anyone to ignore.
What? Take a look at this crazy girl. Hey, what are you talking about?
Wow, looks like she really is insane.
Sylvia watches without saying anything, reading Epherene more carefully than the laughing crowd does. As expected, everyone reacts like Epherene has kicked up a storm, but she expected that much.
Well, I expected as much. I am no fool. This is an opportunity, a chance to fight Deculein, which I have longed to do. Seize this chance. I am fine with being seen as a lunatic for a little while.
Sylvia still says nothing, but the tension around Epherene has changed.
Have you seen such a deranged child? Does she even know what she is doing? Enough. Compose yourself, Professor Reelin. Very well, I will allow it. I did say you could select anyone as your opponent. There was no set restriction, hence why I will be your opponent. With that being said, a professor cannot possibly fight a debutante on equal footing. I will not attack you first, and if you manage to make me move from my position, you win.
Yes.
Deculein stays planted in place, turning the duel into a test of whether Epherene can force even one step out of him.
Before it is racing. I have yearned so desperately for this. A match against Deculein.
Begin.
Epherene launches first, driving her green magic at Deculein with everything the public lesson has awakened in her.
I know that I cannot do anything against an opponent who is more powerful than I am right now. I know the match itself is reckless, but I want to use this opportunity to gauge the gap between me and the person I will defeat one day. And the Tufusbol Sui I will defeat one day.
Epherene pours herself into the spell, fierce enough that the challenge becomes a declaration of revenge. A second element ignites around the green circuit, stacking heat into the attack. Fire surges toward Deculein, but he watches it arrive without moving. Deculein notices the attack has become more interesting than he expected. The flames detonate across the arena, loud enough to make the crowd believe Epherene has found an opening.
I can do more. The element of earth.
Smoke and impact fill the arena as Epherene keeps pushing before Deculein can answer. She dives through the fire, chaining earth into the assault before the first blast has even settled. Stone and flame coil together, and for a moment the arena looks swallowed by her attack. Reelin and Sylvia can only stare as Epherene keeps more force alive than they expected.
Wow.
Epherene keeps a green circle active in her hands, forcing the spell past what a normal debutante should manage. The red fragments scatter, but the attack still has not moved Deculein. Burning shards hang around him like the aftermath of a storm. Deculein stands untouched, measuring Epherene with the same cold attention he gives every lesson.
Ifine Azazir. Projectile strike.
Multiple green projectiles appear around Deculein, but his expression barely changes.
You have a habit when it comes to magic, and that grows in prominence the larger your magic movements are. Magic interference again.
Then the next magic I have is ready.
Her body jolts before the next spell can form.
My magic is not activating. Did he do something to my magic circuit?
You can no longer use magic in front of me.
The hell. He disabled my ability to perform magic. However, magic combat is not done just yet.
With her spells sealed, Epherene charges physically instead.
I am more confident in using my body after all. What?
Deculein answers with a clean motion before she can reach him. Epherene is lifted off balance, the whole arena tilting around her. The throw carries her across the floor in front of the spectators. She crashes down hard enough to end the duel.
Ah, an effective combination of pure elements, wind and fire, and using the earth element to achieve a dust explosion. Her magic sense is incredible. But even if her sense is great, it is impossible to execute what they wish if one lacks dexterity over the elements. The thing that makes all of this possible is Epherene's talent, vision. The ability to use all elements if she wears that bracelet. It is something anyone in the world would want to boast about. The actual practical ended the instant I moved in order to dodge her. Despite its shortcomings, an A+ will be given for her previous practical. The result is unfortunately clear. With that being said,
Epherene lies dazed on the floor, and even she has to admit the match was not bad.
It was not bad.
The public practical ends with Epherene recognized instead of humiliated, and the debutantes are left to prepare for midterms.
Was that the first time Deculein has said something like that? But Epherene really did do well. I did not know she had the guts because her magic with Beck was so broken. Yeah, it really was a snooze.
Do you get acknowledged?
Get acknowledged? Wow, great job, Epherene. You are so cool there. You are our pride, Epherene, the best.
Far from the academy, a small ship reaches a bright island shore where another thread of the story waits.
Leo Carlos, it has been a while. How have you been? Leah, welcome. Did you not miss me? Ganesha, it has been a while. A little, maybe.
The woman laughs it off, but her name appears plainly, Yuria. The woman is revealed as Yuria, the island girl possessed by Yuara, Kim Woojin's ex-girlfriend. On the island, the reunion is loud and chaotic, but the girl inside Yuria is still trying to understand where she has awakened. Ganesha hugs her hard enough to leave Yuria stunned, while the others mistake her confusion for embarrassment. A blinding light is the last thing she remembers before this world replaced her own. That bright light engulfed her, erased her, and swallowed every sound of her original world. When her eyes opened again, she was sitting in a forest in a body that already belonged to the story. Her original world was gone without a trace.
Does Yuria actually have to use a gun like me?
The familiar adventurers around her treat the situation like ordinary training, but to Yuria they are proof that the characters she created are alive. They looked familiar because their faces, story, and names came from the same game she helped build.
Hello, I am an adventurer. I am Ganesha. Are you Ria?
Ria?
The warm air, the smell of nature, and the sight of Ganesha make the truth impossible to dismiss.
If I am really inside the game, then I am Yuria now.
Yes, I am Yuria.
That is how she became Yuria, a character from the game she created. The group is still being chased through the island streets, and the danger snaps Yuria out of the memory. Ganesha is known as the world's best adventurer, which means Yuria's best chance to survive is staying beside her.
First, in order to survive, the best method is for me to stay by her side. I must survive and find a way to return.
Back at the academy, Deculein arrives for another matter entirely.
it is finally here.
The item is a purple wand made for the Deculein line, and Deculein judges it first with the eye of a craftsman. The wand is Loklok Deculein wand, created by master craftsman Loklok for Deculein von Grahan Deculein. It can store 500 mana and enhance magic performance.
Beautiful.
His aesthetic sense responds before anything else. The material is iron wood, a top natural wood whose potential is rated among the best of all wood materials. Its automatic learning helps the caster understand magic performance and use it more efficiently, while its aesthetic item quality adapts to the user.
It even has an item trait.
The Deculein bloodline trait lets him temporarily overcapable one form of refined magic, but Deculein immediately thinks about cost.
This was only 9 million elmi. I thought it was a high price at first, but now I realize this wand value far surpasses the cost. It has the ability and performance a high noble should possess.
Dinner is ready.
Very well, I will head down.
Dinner is waiting with more luxury than usual, a quiet sign that the mansion finances are changing. Deculein sits across from Yuria, and the silence is sharp enough to feel like a negotiation before anyone speaks.
I heard our finance secretary is the best you will find with the bounty system. It is more than what we usually have. I got them to prepare this for you to be energized.
Did we not sell the antiques that you told us to sell before?
Yuria explains that the popular items moved, but the estate still needs more funds to run for years, and the old budget cannot stretch forever.
The lady and I thought we were dreaming. We have more than the required funds, so we will no longer need to worry about the estate for several years.
Please take this as a token of the lady's thanks.
It is good.
So you know.
The dinner proves that Deculein's financial instincts and Midas touch are no longer abstract advantages. They are stabilizing House Deculein. Yuria snaps that this is not how one holds a knife, turning the meal back into their usual sibling friction. Later, in Deculein's office, the focus shifts to the upcoming midterms. Stacks of notes and messy drafts cover the desk, and even Deculein has to admit the room is a disaster.
That uncouth version of me. I am putting in much effort into the questions for the exam.
He looks through previous questions Deculein submitted, searching for the source of the professor's old reputation.
They are all questions that are impossibly difficult for debutants. I am high and noble. I am an amazing mage. Fall into despair while looking at my exam questions.
Those old questions were not just hard, they were arrogant enough to make students feel punished for learning.
The old questions carried nothing but arrogance. The former professor truly mistook cruelty for superiority. The original professor mistook exam difficulty for his own superiority. That is why these impossible questions were made. But I will not be like him. I wish to submit good questions.
He decides the questions should make debutantes think and spark understanding, not simply crush them.
These may become a critical factor in these new mages' growth. The last box is left. I wonder if I got anything from there.
He reaches for one more box of old materials. The last box holds a different kind of exam draft, and Deculein immediately recognizes that it does not match the old pattern.
These questions are unlike the old ones. Someone else must have created them.
The pages contain structured, thoughtful exam problems, the kind that teach as they test.
Difficulty is still high, but these questions ignite incredible interest. Using comprehension, I will understand all the questions. And if I infuse the solutions onto the magic exam purpose paper, the answer itself can become the lesson.
Mana gathers around the desk as Deculein turns study into craft, pouring analysis into the exam itself. The papers ignite with color, and the questions begin to feel less like punishment and more like living magic. The magic answers his solution by forming a luminous woman, as if the exam itself is rewarding understanding with wonder. A graceful, impossible presence forms in front of him. For once, Deculein is caught by genuine surprise.
The exam asks the student to solve the question, infuse the right answer, and reveal an illustration. The colors are the elements, and this solution harmonizes everything in the exam. I will spark amazement. This is the most suitable question for the subject understanding pure elemental magic.
He can tell the question is beautiful because it demands instinct, deep comprehension, and rigorous understanding, not brute memorization.
However, who is this woman?
A sealed document interrupts the moment. The matter about the Bloodshroud race will be discussed in the next meeting by Burst Elder Deculein. Someone reads the political shift with interest, noting that suppressing the Bloodshrouds has become unexpectedly difficult. The same discussion unexpectedly includes Professor Deculein. A sharp-eyed woman adds that this also goes for all of them there. Birch politics gather around Deculein again, with blood-shroud tension waiting at the next meeting. The council thread opens with Adeline, chairwoman of the Imperial University Magic Tower, a mage powerful enough to be considered a candidate for Archmage. Despite that terrifying position, Adeline is also famously eccentric, smiling through trouble as if the danger is amusing. Rumors about Deculein and Julie throw the professors into a frenzy, and Adeline's curiosity only grows when gossip turns toward a hidden truth. Her personality comes partly from her being half-fairy, a trait that also supports her overwhelming magic power. Today, instead of drifting through the meeting, she actually looks forward to the discussion. The Magic Tower professors gather before the chairman to make an appearance, and Deculein siding with the heretics becomes the topic everyone wants to raise.
Are you implying that of all people, I, the great Euclid, am trying to impress others?
The council remembers Deculein's answer in exactly his cold style, which makes the situation even harder to handle.
Director.
Only while Deculein is absent does the council mention what his choice could mean. At the Sorcerer Council meeting, Lady Luina has made an appearance, and everyone reacts like her presence changes the board. Luina is the woman who once competed with Professor Deculein for the position of chief professor and resigned voluntarily as a result of his schemes.
Lady Luina, what brought her back so suddenly? Is she returning to the Empire? If she is guaranteed a position, of course she would come back. If that happens, our magic tower will greatly benefit from her as well. Lady Luina achieved great accomplishments in the kingdom, did she not?
If we consider his choice to side with the heretics, I do not mean to say the current chief professor is bad or anything.
Okay. If Luina comes back, I will give it some thought. That is it for today. I have things to do. Anyone who has not submitted exam questions should hurry.
Deculein receives the reminder from the council, and Adeline notices that he has been slightly off lately.
Deculein has been a bit off lately, has he not?
The test he submitted this time is too well crafted to have come from the man they expected.
And if Luina, his arch-rival, shows up too. That would be so much fun.
A few days later, understanding pure elemental magic reaches the day of the midterm exam.
What? I heard this was true. Is this really a test? There were rumors that Deculein's test was bizarre, but this is unreal. I am just going to give up. Okay, everyone, please calm down. I understand why you are confused since this is not your typical exam, but it is exactly as described. The midterm for understanding pure elemental magic will take place over the course of 10 days. The deadline is midnight of the academic schedule final Sunday. Everyone will take the test individually in an assigned room. You may leave to attend other exams, eat, or sleep, but the test papers must stay inside. As I said, it is an open book exam. An open book exam that is 10 days long. Just how difficult is this test supposed to be?
It is awful enough trying to get through the last exam. Seriously, Deculein never wants anything normal.
Scores full marks. I will write them a letter of recommendation under my title of chief professor.
A letter of recommendation from the chief professor. That is huge.
The promise matters because ranks move slowly in the Magic Tower, and a recommendation letter from Deculein could push a debutante toward promotion. For low-ranking mages, that door is not symbolic. It is the difference between years of waiting and a real chance to advance. The exam is not based on simple time passing or ranked courses. Students have to pass promotion exams each time, and those exams are brutal. The questions prove it immediately, flooding the students with diagrams and dense magical reasoning. For low-ranked mages, that recommendation can work like a wild card because guaranteed promotion is almost impossible.
The recommendation feels motivating even if accepting help from him feels humiliating. No, wait, if I actually score full marks and receive Deculein's recommendation, I can turn his own authority against him. Then I can say, if only you had written me that recommendation back then, you would not be crawling under my feet today. Please show mercy to me. Would that be so satisfying? Just wait, Deculein. I will get a perfect score.
By the fourth day of the exam, Epherene's fantasy has been crushed by the actual questions. The tower stands calm outside, while inside she is fighting a question that feels impossible.
This is too hard. 1 hour, 4 hours, 10 hours. Each time I move on to a new question, the difficulty spikes. Still, the questions are brilliant.
The process is painful, but each solved step brings a sense of realization she has never felt before.
Did Deculein really make this test?
Even while agonizing, Epherene cannot deny the joy of finally understanding something deeply.
Just you wait, Deculein. I will earn that recommendation letter. I really do not get this question though. Maybe I should go get some fresh air. My brain hurts more the longer I sit here.
She leaves the room and finds a quiet garden, hoping a short break will save her from the test.
Phew, I finally solved it. I cannot believe it took me 30 hours just to finish one question. I need a quick break. The professor said if you get a perfect score, he will write you a recommendation letter. To say something so meaningless as if it were some grand favor. Anyone capable of scoring full marks on this would not fail the promotion exam anyway. But still, I really want to get full marks, not for the grade or the letter, but for myself.
Every single question feels beautiful, each one becoming a key to a different enlightenment.
If I manage to solve them all, I know I will grow as a mage. So Williatar feels Shuelmiage. Sylvia, you are here too?
You came out too?
It's just trying to say something.
How far have you gotten?
What?
The question lands awkwardly because both of them are too tired to pretend this is normal.
I will berate.
What? You already solved number 8? I am still working on it.
Still, that is fast. I am stuck at number 7.
Epherene wonders if Sylvia is lying, then reminds herself this is not the time to worry about who is ahead. What matters is getting back and finishing the test before the questions bury her.
What are you getting up for because of me?
No, I was just taking a break.
While the Magic Tower students battle the exam, another report reaches Deculein in the middle of the night. Deculein feels a massive shift approaching as he reads the document. For Epherene, the exam is finally beginning for real. For Deculein, the report is far worse. Emperor Krebaim is currently in critical condition.